Hola, buenos días, soy Nico.
Beloveds, remove the mask. Remove the mask!
Nico, why do you say it like that? This is like my fifth time trying to record this. But before we get started on the actual conversation, if you like this kind of content, make sure to follow me on patreon.com for more exclusive videos, weekly lives, and to be a part of the live streams with a multifaceted panel that discusses different topics weekly. If that sounds interesting to you, definitely tune in. But now we can get started with the actual conversation. Side tangent, no we can't. Nico, I'm throwing a day party this weekend. If you are in the New York City area and you like fine men, good liquor, and good music, make sure to come to the Freaky Tiki. But it's not that freaky, so don't get wild. Nico, shirts are optional, but it's really a low-key kind of day party that you just come kick back with your friends and have a good time, you know. Good vibes, good people, good drinks. And if you want 50% off of your general admission ticket, use my code NYNICO for 50% off of your general admission and or $5 off of VIP and Tier 2. If that sounds interesting to you, I will see you guys there. Okay, now that I've gotten that out of the way, I've been trying to do that for like 5 videos straight. Let's get into the actual topic. Today we're going to be talking about Michael. If you do not know who Michael is, I've done 2 videos on him prior. He's from Houston, and I feel like that's important because if you look at his profile before he went protected and then deleted it because he was getting heat, he basically has Beyonce plastered all over his profile. And I find that hilarious to me because this happens with a lot of people. They will be blatantly racist, but still herald black women in the mainstream media as like their idol and or stand-em. And I've seen that with like Nicki Minaj fans too. Like they will say the most anti-black racist shit. And then Nicki Minaj will be plastered up there. And I'm like, whether Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, or Beyonce are light-skinned, those are still black women. So you actively being racist but claiming that you love them as individuals in their work is fucking hilarious. But if you do not know who Michael is, essentially the first video I did on him was years ago where he got into it with a black person and then he called them the hard ER on Instagram Live. And it is in that video. I cannot play it on this video because I will be hit with demonetization. But if that sounds interesting to you, that video is available in my catalog. Then we have to go to the second time I addressed Michael, which was when he found out that the black guy that he was interested in was dating a white guy. So he decided to go off on a racist tangent towards the black man and called him a hard ER for sleeping with white people. But if you look at Michael, he is a white passing Latino. Nico, I always have this conversation. There are white Latinos, there are black Latinos, there are mixed race Latinos. And I feel like the best way to describe it is like Shakira, Cardi B, Amara La Negra. Boom, boom, boom. You see it on like the color scale, the racial mixings. Point is, ethnicity, nationality, and race are not the same thing. So when Michael comes on these tangents about black people preferring white people, it's hypocritical because it really boils down to your racial fetish not prioritizing you as a racial fetish. And that's where this conversation is stemming from because, unfortunately, he went off on another Twitter rant and then Twitter began to cultivate the information that I already had in all of my previous videos to talk about him. So he basically went off because he was mad that 2 of his daddies that he was interested in decided to send him salacious content with white sexual partners, and it angered him because he feels like Latinos are not being prioritized enough in the racial fetish category, and he's annoyed about how many BBCs prefer to chase after white men. The fact that he refers to black men as BBCs, basically demoting them only to their genitalia and what they can provide for him sexually, while having this conversation about not being prioritized, is hilarious in and of itself. But then we had to look at the information that came out because he began to say, oh, well, that's the case. I'm just going to stop showing black men love on my page I'm gonna delete all my BBC videos and I'm done trying to cater to y'all. And meanwhile, he's calling y'all a hard ER. But then the information that I covered in my last video began to roll out, and people begin to bring up how he has been arrested and charged for child cinematography. Nico, what do you mean? The kind that you get arrested for that is sick in the head. He got charged for having that. So they begin to bring up that conversation into the dialogue, and once again, he deleted his Twitter before anyone could really go at him. So in this situation, I want to have a conversation on how just because somebody wants to have super happy adult fun time with you does not mean they respect you on a human level. And this is constantly played out by the stories we see of quote unquote non-black people dating black partners, saying how much they love black culture, how much they love black people. Meanwhile, as soon as they get upset with you, you are called a hard ER and or slur. And in Michael's situation, I don't feel sorry for him. You're a convicted sex offender, but also you're racist. Why would I feel bad that black people want to stick their, for a lack of better terms, why would I be mad that black people want to stick their BBCs in pink hole instead of a racist one? I mean, at the end of the day, I don't care for either. I don't care for the whole race play or demoting people down to their genitalia, but why would you expect black men to prioritize you if you are actively racist to black men? I don't know. And I say it in a questioning tone, but in reality, there are some black people that will ignore it to still have sexual access to certain people. So I definitely want to hear your opinions down below. Did you see all the uproar on the timeline? Did you know that I already covered 95% of that information in my previous videos? Have you ever heard of Mike? And definitely check out my party at Freaky Tiki. But yes, I will be waiting for your opinions down below, and I will see you guys next time. Boop. And now for a brief yet sincere shout out to this week's Third Eye Tier subscribers, DJ and KQ. Your continued support is greatly appreciated, and thank you once again to everyone who supports the channel. And this week's live stream discussion will be over the normalization of DV in adult entertainment. If that sounds interesting to you, definitely tune in.